Hey, what's up users? This is John at Muse for You, and in today's video tutorial I'm going to go over the new file uploader widget that I just made available at museforyoushop.com, and I'm really excited to be offering this widget. It was someone on Twitter who asked for a widget like this where you can allow users to upload files from your Adobe Muse website. So like they can upload files to your server so you can check them out, and it's great for, like, let's say you're offering a job and you need someone's resume. Well, that person can upload the resume to your server. Or if you need a photograph with this file uploader, it's kind of like a form. They can put the photograph or whatever file in the form, and it'll upload to your server so that you can receive the file. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I'm gonna go to museforyoushop.com. and I'll just close this here, and I'll click on Shop Now, and I'll just scroll down here to the file uploader. It's here on the featured products, and I'll just click on Preview, and here you can read a short description of it, and then you can scroll down and you can see the widget options. I'm gonna go over all of this in this video tutorial when I show you how to use the widget and an example of how to use it. And then we have a quick start guide here that shows you kind of everything you need to do to use the widget. Very good. And then if we click on example site, I've used a few different widgets on this example site. I've used the SVG draw, the animated buttons, the animator, and I use the file uploader. So if I scroll down, we can see a few. This is the SVG draw, and I scroll down, and right here is where we have the file uploader. This is the form here, and the code that was used to create this widget is called dropzone.js. So this is kind of like a drop zone. You can literally drop files onto this area here, or you can click on it and select different files. So with the widget, with the options, I'm going to show you all the options, but you can customize the border. You can change the color of this background of this kind of drop zone here, and then you can change the text inside the drop zone, and you can choose from over like 700 Google fonts and the Typekit fonts for the text in here. So for the text here, I said click here to upload your images, 2 images per person. Image file must have your name in the file name. So if I click here and I select the file, so I'll just select this file here, we can see it's uploading, and then we'll just wait a moment for it, and then we get a check mark, and that means that it's uploaded. And then I'll select another image here, and then we see that, so we got 2 images, and then we'll select a third image, and we can see we get an X here. And the reason we get an X is because I've set the widget options here to only allow for two uploads, so 2 files for this upload. So here it says you cannot upload any more files. So with the widget, you can customize how many files you can allow the user to upload per session. You can allow how big the file size you want it to be. So if I select, or if I kind of actually, let me try this. I'll show you a little bit later, because I'll have to find a file that's over 2 megabytes. But I set the widget options for this to only allow files that are less than 2 megabytes, 2 megabytes or less. And if anyone tried to upload 2 megabytes or more, they would say, it would get an X and say the file size is too big. So it's a really great widget. I mean, it allows for users to upload files, like a file form, and they can fill out like a contact info and upload files as well. So for this, I said for photography contest, if you enter contest, it brings you to the drop zone here. And yeah, I used the SVG draw, animated buttons here. This is an animated button, and it links to the bottom here. And this was used, I used the SVG draw here for the camera. So like, let me refresh one more time. But yeah, we scroll down and the camera draws. So you can see you can have a lot of fun with these widgets, and here are all the widgets that I used for this demo. Okay, very good. So now I'm just gonna jump right ahead into how to use the widget. So you do need a few things. You do need a FTP client. So like I use FileZilla, and basically I'll just get into how to use the widget. So I'm gonna open up Adobe Muse. I have a new site here opened, and to access the the file uploader widget, you go to your library panel. After you've installed it, you just double click on the .mule file, and then it'll install in your library panel. If you don't see the library panel, simply click on Window, then click on Library, and it'll bring up the library panel. So I'm going to scroll down here to the Muse for You file uploader widget. File uploader widget, and then I'm just going to click on it, click, hold, and drag, and place it onto my Adobe Muse website. Very good, and I'll close my library panel, and then here it is. And then to kind of make it wider, you can make it as wide and as tall as you'd like. So here I've made it really wide, and then you can go to the widget options. You can make it wider. Like right now, if I try to make it wider straight in Adobe Muse, it won't let me. But here in the file uploader height, you can say like 300, and then it'll get the height will change. Kind of the more preferred way, so that the text is in the center, is to just change this text margin from top. I wanted to give this option just in case anyone wanted to make it like bigger without maybe moving the text. But here where it says text margin from top, you can just say like 100, and the text will be in the center, and it'll make the whole drop zone here bigger. And then I can make the opacity, the border opacity, I can set it to 1. I can change the background color, let's say like black, so we can invert it. And then down here I can change the font color to white, so there it is. And then for the font size, or I can change the actually let me change the border color to white, we'll just have fun with it. So there, the border color is white. And then actually, now that you've seen that I changed the color, I'm going to do white, and I'm going to make the border black, and then the font black, so it's just a little bit more visible here. But you can change all the colors here. And then the border type, we can do dotted, solid, we can do dashed, we can do double. So you have like quite a few different border types you can do for the drop zone. And then you can set the thickness of the border. Where it says border width, you can say like even 10, and we can have a really thick border. You can do inset border, outset, and like just a bunch of different, or you could say like no border, which is pretty cool. And you can maybe create like a background for the drop zone in Adobe Muse. So I'm going to do dashed for this one just to keep it moving. So we have this kind of dashed drop zone for the border. And for the font size, I'm going to make it 32, going to make it bigger. And then here we can use a font family from Typekit, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Or we can select a Google font. So I'm going to delete, here it says erase to use a Google font, so I'm going to erase everything where it says font family. And now we can see the fonts changed to a Google font, and I'm just going to select any Google font there. That's cool. This is called finger paint. Very cool. And then I'll get into this last option here that says allow, remove, cancel, upload, and I'll get more into that a little bit later. And we can also change the border radius here, so I can say like 30%, and it's more of a rounded drop zone, or we can make it really rounded like so. So let's go with that for this demo. And so yeah, we've changed everything, background color, border opacity, border type, border radius, border width, font color, font size, font family. We selected a Google font for it because we erased the font family here. And where it says allow, remove, cancel, upload, I'll show you that in a second. And then up here where it says file, upload, or text, I'm going to say drop or click here, because you can either drop files on it or you can click on it to upload files. I think for most users, they're going to click on it because they'd have to go to their folder, or in Finder and Windows, they'd have to go to their folder and actually make the action of dropping the file. But if they click on it, they can just click and then search for the file in the browser window there. So I'll say click here to upload a file. So, and then I hit enter, and then we can see that the font changed there, the text changed. It says click here to upload a file. And then here we can have a few more options with the file size. You can set the file size for each image. So I'm going to leave it at 2 megabytes. You can say 4 or as many as you want. I think I've set it to like the max I set is like 256. So they could go up to 256. and I might even change that, but the max is 256, because you know, you don't want like your server getting filled up with a ton of, you know, big files. So for me, like for now, I'm just gonna leave it at 2. I think 2 is pretty good size for even images. Maybe for like really high quality image, you'll want to do like 10 megabytes if you have people uploading really high quality images. And then the max files you want people to upload, you can say, you know, 2, you can say 100, like as many as you want. I find 2 is good. Again, you don't want people overloading your server with, you know, tons of information unless you have like unlimited space on your server, or you kind of know how you have that configured. Yeah, I'll leave the file size. I'm just gonna say 2 because I like 2 there, and then 2 for the number of files that you can upload. All right, so those are all the settings. The only setting I didn't go over is allow, remove, cancel, upload. So we'll just leave it at there, and I'll show you that in a second actually. So now if I hit Command-Shift-E and preview in the browser, we have this drop zone here, and if I click on it and I upload a file, okay, and we get an error. See, we have an X. If it's successful, we get a check mark, but we have an X, and that's because our form, our drop zone form here, I'm gonna call it a form. It's kind of like yeah, because it's like the user inputs information and it goes up to the server, but because it's not live and because we haven't done one other step, we get this error message. So we're gonna ignore the error message for now, and I'm actually gonna show you this last option here where it says allow, remove, cancel, upload. You can say yes, and if I hit Command-Shift-E to preview in the browser and I click to upload a file, we get the error message, but now I have this link here where I can remove the file from the drop zone. So if I click there, the file is no longer there. And for really large uploads, you're gonna have the option to cancel the upload. So while it's uploading, the user can actually cancel it by clicking cancel upload. You don't see it on this one because the file is it's a small file, so it uploads very quickly. But if you kind of, let me see if I can find like a really kind of a heavier image. We'll do this one here. And you can see it says cancel upload. You saw it for like a second where it said cancel upload. But let's say you have a 10 megabyte file. While it's uploading, the user can click cancel upload and it won't upload. If the file has been uploaded, the user has the option to remove the file, but it doesn't remove it from the server. It just removes it from this drop zone here. So I have it initially set to no, because I don't think it's, you know, I just wanted to give the option in case you did want to allow the user, if you had really big files and you did want to allow the user to cancel the upload. But I find, you know, if it's like little small files, you know, like I don't think it's super necessary, but I did want to give the option there. So I set it initially to no, but that's that option there. Kind of wanted to make it available, but I do feel it's kind of more for larger files, because once it's uploaded, it's on the server anyway, even if they remove it from the drop zone. Okay, so very good. I think I went over that pretty well. So now we're gonna actually get this to work, and this next part is very important. This is where we're going to use FileZilla, and I'll leave a link below in the show more area. If you've never worked with FTP clients, you're gonna kind of want to kind of look into that. I'll try to go over it in this video without making this video too long, but here I have FileZilla, and you can actually download it if you go to like google.com and you type in FileZilla and you go to the first link there. It says FileZilla, the free FTP solution. You click on it, and then you can download it for Windows or Mac, either way. And once you download it, you'll open it. So I'll open FileZilla, and I'll close that there. And here for the host, it'll be like FTP. For me, it's like FTP, John Ramos Computer Service. That's like another site I have. The username, I have a username, and then the password you put in there. And then if you have a kind of a port, you would put the port in there. I have all my configurations saved, so I'm just going to go to here, and I'm going to connect to my FTP server. All right, so here I am. I'm in my directory, and now what I want to do, and I'm going to backtrack a little bit. I know I'm going to try to make this kind of like organized a little bit, but basically what I want to do is I want to make this website go live on the internet. So I'm gonna go to in Adobe Muse, you go to File, Upload to FTP host, and then I'm just gonna put in my information here. Then I click Next, and now I'm in this window here, and I'm just gonna put the site URL, and then the folder I'm gonna say like public HTML Muse for You shop, and then file uploader widget demo, and then I'm going to click OK. Here it says the requested folder does not exist. Do you want to create it? I want to say OK. Okay, so I'm just making the site go live, and then I'm going to ignore this. It just asks about, the domain doesn't match the site, so I just said ignore. So now we're actually uploading this to the to a live server. Okay, very good. All right, so now, okay, there it just brings me to museforyoushop.com, but I'm gonna put in the slash file uploader widget demo, and now it's live. So if I click here, this website is live, and I'm still gonna get an error, and I'll show you why in a second. So it says X, and we get an error, and that's because we need to place a file that's included in the widget, in the zip file with the widget. We need to place that file in the directory where this website is. So that's where FileZilla comes into play. Now I've already connected, so I want to go to that directory where that website is. So I'm going to click on public HTML, and I'm going to click on Muse for You shop, and I'm going to click on file uploader widget demo. So I'm going to double click there. Now that's the folder I placed it in when I uploaded it to my FTP server. That's the folder I created, and so now I'm in the folder. So now what you want to do, wherever the file uploader is, whatever directory it is in, you want to place this file. I'm going to go to it in a second. So here we go. So with the widget, when you unzip it, you get these files here. You get the license agreement, the quick start guide, the .mulib file, which is the widget, and you get this kind of image here to show you how it should look, how your how the directory should look in FileZilla. Very good. So, and then you have this upload.php file. Now this is the file that needs to go in the directory. So what you can do is you can open up the folder and just click, hold, and drag this file into the directory where your website is and where the file uploader widget is. So now we have this upload.php in here, and what I'm going to do, so now if I kind of refresh the page and I click here to upload and I click the file again, we're going to get a success message. So we get a check mark because the way the form works, the form is looking for that upload.php file to work. It's looking for it to say, hey, where is this image going? Now it's still not going to work quite yet because we need to create an uploads folder in this directory. So to do that, you can just right click in FileZilla in this area, right click and click on create directory, and then here where it says new directory, you want to go all the way to the end. Where it says new directory, you want to create an uploads folder. So just like that with an S at the end, uploads, UPLOADS, and just hit enter. So now we have this uploads folder. So now whatever I put into that drop zone, into the file uploader area here, this widget here. So I'm going to do it again, or actually let me refresh the page. So I'm going to click here to upload a file, and I'm going to upload this one, and I'm going to upload this one. So now we have those two files uploaded. See, we get a check mark, and let me try uploading one more, and we're going to get an X. You cannot upload any more files. Very good. So now if I go to my uploads folder, those two images are there. Awesome. Image, Muse for You shop, image 25, Muse for You shop, image 26, and we know those are the correct images because even if I kind of hover over it, it says Muse for You shop, image 26, and Muse for You shop, image 25. So now those files are on my server, like in that directory, that uploads folder directory. So again, this is how it should look. It should be your website, all the files for your website, and the upload.php file that comes with the zip file in the widget, or that zip file that you download. and then you want to create an uploads folder in the directory. So follow those 3 steps, upload.php, uploads, or kind of 2 steps, the uploads folder and the upload.php, and you should be good to go. Everything should work fine. Just remember, whatever directory that upload page is, like, I put the upload form in the index.html page, which is the home page, and so whatever that page is in, whatever directory that page is in, that's where I'll want to put my uploads folder and my upload.php file, and then that's it. Then you're good to go. Your form works, and you can have people upload files right directly to your server. So hopefully that was all clear. You can ask me any questions in the comment section below. I had a lot of fun kind of making this widget, and I think it's really cool to allow for users to upload files from your Adobe Muse website. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go back to Muse for You shop, and so I'm gonna close my FTP client here, FileZilla, and I'll leave a link down below in the show more area. But I'll go to museforyoushop.com. I'll close this here. I'll click on Shop Now. I'll scroll down to the File Uploader widget, and then I can click on Preview Example Site. And here we use the SVG Draw widget. This is the animated button widget. Animated buttons widget. Here's just a slideshow that I've created in Adobe Muse. This is the SVG Draw widget. And it has an update now, so I set it to start drawing when it's 70% from the top of the browser. So as you can see, when you scroll down, it starts drawing when it's about 70% from the top of the browser. And some images here, and then here I have the file uploader widget. So this area here, when you check out this demo site, the files aren't going to go anywhere because I didn't create the uploads folder. So because I'm just setting it as an example, you can play with it, but the files are not gonna go anywhere because I don't want my server kind of bombarded with a bunch of files. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then down here is all the widgets that I used for the demo, mainly showcasing the file uploader, but yeah, I did use a few different ones to kind of make the website cool and all that good stuff. So yeah, check that out. That's pretty much it for this video tutorial. Thanks for watching. Thank you for all the subscribers. If you like this video, you can subscribe below, or subscribe below. And there's more resources below in the show more area. You can become my patron on Patreon, and definitely check out museforyoushop.com. There's quite a few widgets there. I've created a bundle. Let me see, museforyoushop.com. Let me close this here. Shop now. I've created this bundle recently where there's about 12 different things you can buy. There's 1, 2, 3. There's about 8 different widgets or more in there, and just a few animations. Like I call it the animated bundle because you got the SVG Draw widget, the animator widget, animated border menus widget, animated buttons widget, Fantastic 74 animation effects widget, PayPal animated buttons, Selfie animated buttons, Pulley animated buttons, Gumroad animated buttons, thin and thick SVG icon set, MailChimp unlimited widget, gear turning animation, summertime animation, the puzzle animation, and the shake animation. Don't know if I needed to read all that, but I just did to kind of show you what's included. And it's a $117 value for $49. I wanted to make all these available for you. And yeah, just check that out. You get the complete bundle, and you can do kind of quite a few of those effects that I have on this website. Very good. So yeah, and then you can buy them individually as well, and the file uploader is here now as well. All right, very good. So yeah, that's it for this video tutorial. Thanks again, and I think I went over everything. Check out museforyoushop.com, and thanks everyone. I've been having a lot of fun communicating with everyone. Any comments, feedback, just leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video tutorial.